Straight ahead on 12 News, why more women than ever are buying guns. We head to a Robbinsdale gun shop for answers. Plus, plans to dramatically alter a busy highway through Brooklyn Center.
I don't know if we can wait 20 years or 10 years to do this.
But first, a closer look at distracted driving.
There's just all kinds of gadgets that people can use to distract themselves when their primary focus should be on driving the car.
12 News starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Driving a car has always been a big responsibility.
But that responsibility has been diminished by distractions. Eric Nelson has more on a problem that is getting plenty of attention.
Distracted driving is an epidemic.
Absolutely. The numbers just continue to climb and climb and climb, and we don't see any reduction, unfortunately.
Mike Torkelson of AAA Minneapolis spoke to the Golden Valley Rotary Club today about the consequences of this serious problem on the highways.
Whether we know it or not, or whether we like it or not, we just have to come to the realization that it is dangerous for us to do these things while we drive.
Travel any road these days, and it's easy to spot drivers on cell phones and even using iPads or laptops.
This instantaneous gratification is driving the whole thing.
It's as common as seeing brake lights.
Who is distracted, who is not? And I counted, and it ended up to be that 3 out of 5 people were actually distracted.
Some experts now equate distracted driving with drunken driving. The potential carnage caused by this is just as real.
Someone who is at a 0.08 blood alcohol concentration and someone who is just talking on the phone, it doesn't matter if they're holding it by hand or if they're using it, just completely hands-free. They basically have the same type of distraction profile within their brain.
Tougher penalties for distracted driving could be a deterrent.
It's just making the decision to stop the behavior in the first place.
Or, better yet, just put the phone away until you arrive at your destination.
Listen, you can get in your car, drive 20 minutes, and pick up the phone and get out, and that call will still be there. It'll be on your voicemail. You can survive.
In Golden Valley, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Currently, the penalty for distracted driving is a misdemeanor and a fine that can cost up to $300.
After 7 years of study, Brooklyn Center has approved a plan to change 3 intersections along busy Highway 252. And after a public hearing Monday night, it's clear solving safety and congestion issues is complicated, and getting full agreement on how to do it is even harder. The speeds are fast and the traffic is often heavy on Highway 252 on the eastern side of Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park. There have been 6 traffic deaths along that stretch of road since 2003, and the situation is likely to get worse.
The toolbox is wide open. We looked at about every possible option there is feasible.
After years of study, the recommendation includes a full interchange that would replace stoplights at 66th Avenue, the most difficult to fix along that stretch of highway. Here's what it could look like. It would mean several homes and businesses would be lost.
We are quite stunned by this. We have, of course, a very successful and valuable business at the corner of 66 and 252.
The plan also calls for closing access to 70th Avenue. Another interchange at 73rd Avenue would be worked out with the city of Brooklyn Park. Reviews were mixed between people who said something has to be done soon and others who complained the improvements are not good for local residents.
We seem hell-bent on designing this so that somebody living 20 miles north of here can get to work a couple minutes faster.
But others say 252's problems will get even worse.
I don't know if we can wait 20 years or 10 years to do this, because 252 is already a freeway.
Council members know there are no simple solutions.
There'll be a lot of disagreement no matter what we decide.
Officials point out this plan takes the fewest properties, and they hope it will spur action at the county, state, and Met Council levels.
So I'm working real hard to get us back in the 20-year plan, working real hard to get us back to talking with those jurisdictions about doing something with the traffic.
The vote also included considering some immediate safety measures like lowering the speed limits and installing flashing lights to warn drivers a red light is ahead.
Drivers along County Road 9 or Lake Drive in Robbinsdale are finding a change designed to slow them down. The new Crystal Lake Regional Trail crosses through the intersection of Lake Drive and Lake Road, and the new crossing is designed to make it safer for pedestrians and bikers. However, it means changes for drivers. Lake Drive now narrows into one lane in each direction, down from 2 lanes. The speed limit is also reduced from 35 to 30 miles per hour.
It's 30 miles an hour through here. It's not 40. And the reason that's here is because we have kids walking to school this way. We've got a regional trail crossing. And when they see the road narrowing, that means they should be slowing down.
The area is still being worked on, and more visible road striping and signage should be complete by this summer.
Long lines, makeshift ballots, voter confusion. It all added up to a frustrating day for many on Minnesota's caucus night. Now Hennepin County is throwing its support behind a statewide presidential primary. Voter turnout this year set a record at Republican caucuses, while DFLers had their second highest turnout ever. While the caucus system has been a grassroots tradition in Minnesota, the Hennepin County Board approved a resolution supporting a switch to a presidential primary to help eliminate problems. A change would have to be approved by the state legislature. In Maple Grove, the city's planning commission took up a proposal for a Hy-Vee grocery store in the western part of the city. The proposed store would be located near Bass Lake Road and Brockton Lane. While some neighbors raised concerns about the proposed store's large size, resident feedback has been positive. Hy-Vee would be open 24 hours a day. Besides groceries, Hy-Vee would offer a sit-down restaurant, a pharmacy, gas station, and a coffee shop. Well, more people are purchasing gun permits in Minnesota, and a larger number of them are women.
The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension just released numbers for last year, and it's broken down by zip code. In 2014, 17 women in Robbinsdale purchased a permit to carry. Last year, it was 25. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on the increase among women owning guns.
Gun shops sometimes used to be looked at as the, smoky old guy's place to go.
It's not just on Wednesdays that ladies are showing up for target practice.
Ladies' night, and we've done girls with galas and ladies-only classes.
Bill's Gun Shop says they're seeing more women coming in to purchase weapons or practice their aim.
Especially with the new millennials kind of age group coming through.
So this is my starter kit.
Rakina Daniels is a new gun owner. She wanted a new hobby, but also got a gun for protection.
I am a single mother, and I am in a household by myself with my 2-year-old.
She plans to keep the gun hidden from her toddler.
You have to be very responsible and make sure it's put up very high place in a very secure place.
I think the stereotypes are damaging.
Adelina Estrada bought her first gun back in 2007 when she was in college.
There's a fun aspect to it. It's kind of empowering in a sense.
She says target practice is relaxing and gives her a peace of mind.
Well, at least I know I could do what I need to do if I had to, which is the most important part.
Adelinda says depending on the gun, it can be hard to handle for some women, but that can be fixed with a custom gun or smaller weapon. Overall, the women we talk with encourage other ladies to step out of their comfort zone and try something new.
I don't know of a lot of women that don't dream to be a badass or something like that, right?
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
At the state capitol, a bill sponsored by a Maple Grove lawmaker starts the process of getting Minnesota on board with federal real ID requirements. More stringent IDs will be required in 2018 to board commercial flights. A regular driver's license will no longer work.
This is step one in the process. This bill simply allows planning and ideas to be discussed for a second bill that will be forthcoming at some later date.
The House committee approved a bill to begin preparing the state to meet the stricter standards. Minnesota is among the few states that have not adopted the new IDs or been granted a federal waiver. Coming up, a wake-up call for residents at a Plymouth health fair.
Then later in sports, a matchup of champions as Park Center plays Hopkins in the state girls basketball tournament.
But first, windy and chilly on Wednesday, temperatures barely reaching 40 degrees.
Welcome back. How often have you heard you need to exercise more and eat healthier?
Sounds familiar, and as Delane Cleveland reports in today's Health Check, healthcare professionals say many of us still aren't getting that message.
having the Healthy Living Fair.
Sunday afternoon,
We have a variety of different health vendors, over 40 vendors.
representatives from local hospitals, gyms, weight loss centers, and a variety of other places that fall under the health umbrella
Would you care to be screened today?
gathered at the Plymouth Creek Center for the annual Healthy Living Fair.
This event has been running for 8 years now, and it's been just a great event. It really offers a lot of value to residents.
The fair is a one-stop shop for anyone looking to learn about how to achieve or maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Your body is the only thing you have, and it's always good to treat your body right. It's like a car. If you don't service your car, it will never run right.
Ethel Brown is one of nearly 500 people who made it out to the fair, but she wasn't just looking to visit the vendor booths. She came here to learn more about her overall health.
I enjoy coming and meeting different people, speaking to them about things that I could do to improve myself, whether it's exercise or in keeping a great body weight.
One of the highlights was free health screenings offered by Allina Health. It's an opportunity for people to have their cholesterol, blood pressure, and body mass index checked. Healthcare professionals say they've noticed a trend since they began offering the screenings 4 years ago.
We see higher BMIs, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone. As a country, we are getting larger. So we do see that, but we also see more borderline diabetes.
While it's not something they want to see, the goal is to provide people here with the tools to get on the right track.
It's a wonderful feeling to know that you got them in and started on the process, hopefully, to better health.
Ethel, meanwhile, received the best advice from the professionals that she could have hoped for.
They could see that I do exercise, so they do encourage me to keep on doing that.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
And coming up, New Hope Park about to get a significant makeover.
But first, highlights of Park Center taking on Hopkins at the state girls basketball tournament. John Jacobson is in next.
Another good run for Park Center girls, but you know, when Hopkins is hitting on all cylinders, that's a pretty tough team.
Yeah, Park Center I didn't think played poorly in this morning's game, but Hopkins, when they're at their best or close to it, very tough to beat in this state. It is not often that two returning state champions meet up in state tournament play. The Park Center girls team won the Class 3A title last year and were moved up to 4A this season. Hopkins was the Class 4A champion in 2015. The Pirates and Royals were matched up in the 4A quarterfinals Tuesday morning at Target Center. Hopkins opens an early lead. Nia Holly with a three from the top of the key, and it's 5-0 Royals. Park Center gets the offense rolling. Summer Blakemore with a long three to push the Pirates into the lead at 6-5. And Simonet has a huge game. This corner three gives Park Center an 11-7 lead. Hopkins goes on a run, though. Ashley Bates with a layup in transition on her way to a 30-point game. Dominique McNeely steps up and sinks a three as the Royals surge ahead by 12 points. Park Center battles back, and Simonet's three brings them within 6. They're down by 7 at halftime. Second half, and Holly and Bates team up. Great pass from Holly. Bates gets the layup, and Hopkins' lead is 13. Simonet, it's a tough bank shot on their way to a 29-point game, and the Pirates are back within 7. And Hopkins always seems to have an answer. Holly to Bates for a three. Michaela Hayes scored an up and under move here, and the Pirates try to stay in it. But it's Hopkins winning. They secure an 81-69 victory, and they move in to the Class 4A semifinals.
I think our team gave it all, and in the end we did lose, so our season is over, but I mean, it's always fun playing on the court with these girls, and I mean, we're happy with our season overall.
I thought we did a good job of keeping it within striking distance, was what our objective was. We just didn't have that last oomph to get us over the top, but I mean, we learn, we'll live and learn from that kind of stuff.
We knew Park Center plays hard, they're smart. We're going to get everybody's best game, so we're ready.
I think we attacked the basket, and you know, we got to get better defensively in terms of we're giving up too much paint. Simonet was amazing, and you know, they're going to be back here for sure. They're all underclassmen. They're really well coached. They work hard. We're just really fortunate to come out on top and get to keep playing.
Hopkins now plays Eastview, a 52-35 quarterfinal winner today over Lakeville North. In the semifinals, Thursday night at Williams Arena, Park Center's season ends with a 22-8 record. You can watch the Hopkins Park Center game on Channel 12 Wednesday at 7 and 10 p.m. Park Centers and Simonet did have a big game today in the quarterfinals. The junior guard is featured in this week's Spotlight segment on Channel 12 Sports Jam. Here's a clip from that story with Jason Malillo.
Simonet went off for 5 3-pointers in the second half of Park Center's section semifinal win over Osseo.
Simonet, her 4th 3 in the second half.
I've never seen her as competitive as she was, and I don't know, I like that in her. She has like a fight in her that always comes out every game.
She got hit in the elbow, and players from the other team started talking trash to her, and she went to that other level, and so she was pretty impressive.
And 2 years ago, as a freshman, Simonet led the Pirates to their first state title in a 3-overtime thriller against Marshall.
I think I'm very competitive. I hate losing, and I mean, I like doing it with the team. I just like winning as a team, and yeah, I just don't like to lose. I'll fight, yeah.
She's always had huge games on big stages and big situations, yeah. But the thing with her, the reason why I think that can happen for her is because she's so consistent.
You can watch the rest of that story and more on Sports Jam. It runs through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. on Channel 12. Like Hopkins and Park Center, Maranatha Christian Academy has been a regular visitor to the state girls basketball tournament in recent seasons. The Mustangs are in the Class A tourney for the 7th consecutive season. The A tournament doesn't start until Thursday. Maranatha didn't have an easy game to get to state. They rallied to beat Lester Prairie 67-64 in the Section 4A championship. The Mustangs take on 27-1 Southwest Minnesota Christian in the Class A quarterfinals Thursday at 5 p.m. at Mariucci Arena. We'll hear from Maranatha Wednesday starting at 4 here on 12 News. And that's a look at sports for today.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, how kids in New Hope will have the chance to act like Tarzan.
We'll be right back. Finally, a first look at a significant makeover for one of New Hope's most heavily used parks.
Northwood Park is getting new park equipment. These photos show what it will look like. Neighbors helped give input for the equipment, which was last replaced about 20 years ago. Monday night, the City Council approved a $172,000 contract to buy and install the new playground structures. Among the cool new features, 2 zip lines for the park. Construction will begin this spring with the new equipment installed in the summer, but a lot of families will be waiting for that.
Yeah, parks are different. Parks are getting upgrades. Yeah.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you back here tomorrow starting at 4.